Good
Good
afternoon, all of
afternoon, all
you.
of you.
Uh, with the
With
permission
the
of our
permission of
head
our
of
head of
department,
department,
Himanshu
Himanshu
sir,
sir,
I
I
request
request
to
to
Himanshu
Himanshu
sir,
sir,
with the
with the
permission,
permission, can we
start the
start the
webinar?
webinar?
Yes, Dr. Sunil, you may start the program now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Uh,
Good afternoon,
Good
all of
afternoon,
you.
all of
Good
you. Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
our
our
resource
resource
person
person
and
and
from
from different
country. I
country. I
welcome in
welcome
this
in this
webinar,
webinar,
and
and
now we are
now
going
we
to
are going
start
to
the
start
career
the career
talk.
talk.
And
And
now I
now
want
I
to hand
want to
over
hand over
to
to
Mihir sir
Mihir sir
for start
for
this
start this
session.
session.
Sir,
Sir,
hand over to
hand
you.
over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, my name is Mihir. I'm from the GEP group in Mumbai. I would like to welcome everybody who has joined for the seminar today, the webinar rather. And thank you for taking out your time and joining us for this wonderful webinar organized by the Mizoram University for the opportunities that you have for hospitality candidates in South Korea. This gives an immense opportunity to students and hospitality candidates of not only Northeast and the Indian country and Mizoram and the Northeast, but the complete Indian subcontinent to be precise, to work in the South Korea in the hospitality industry. We are going to discuss more about this and let you know of the more opportunities that we have during the course of our program. And we have with us Mr. Casey Wong, who is from the Reed group of Malaysia, who will introduce us to the Korean partners and give us more information about this program as we speak. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Wong.
Okay, Chief Patrons, Professor Brahmakam Rab, Patron Professor Pudensa Singh, Webinar Coordinator Professor Himanshu Pusan Rao, Organizing Team Dr. Prankat Kumar, Dr. Rajiv Dev, Dr. Rajiv Ramansari, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Raru Sangha, Dr. Miru Yaya, and our fellow partners from GEEP. Good afternoon and thank you for today's occasions. So my name is Casey. I'm the CEO of Reed-Qew Editions Group from Malaysia, the human capital enhancement partners for Hanhwa groups from South Korea. Right. Our main task of this appointment is to supply the right talents, to provide the appropriate training, and to place them in job role as per required. Well, this program started with hospitality and tourism sectors. The Human Capital Enhancement Project can be expanded to other divisions in the future. So, all successful candidates under the program will undergo mandatory upskilling program with continued learning throughout the employment periods. So our objectives are to enable the staff with upskill ability and minimize skill gaps, so they can advance in the job and find different role and opportunity within the company. That is our objective. Okay? The successful candidate, neither Malaysians or other nationality, shall be trained for a minimum 3 months that include of the communicative Korean language, informal work skill, and cultural study prior to deploy to South Korea. And they will continue with the industrial training and fulfill all criteria set by the accredited institution. So that's our plan. So we hope this will be a long-term and a meaningful partnership with Mizoram University on the academic and skill development. So in the next 3 minutes, after watching a corporate videos of Hanhwa Group, I will invite the distinguished guest today, the General Manager of the Tastable, the Executive Member of Korean Food Promotion Institute, Mr. Choi for keynote presentation after this. Next on, Mr. Choi Ho will play another video in French, Montpellier, and the introduction of Korean Food Promotion Institute. He will explain the Korean company welfare and organization, and our Mr. Kelvin will let you know about the general employment requirements and conditions to work in Korea. Thank you for your attention. So, can we start with the first video about Hanhwa groups? Please.
Okay, good.
Can
Scientists have long searched for humanity's future in the relationship between the Earth and the cosmos. By finding that future in the Sun, the Earth's primary energy source, scientists aim to preserve the very health of Earth. Our solar technology, our secondary battery materials, biopharmaceuticals, and other new businesses reflect Hanhwa's commitment to humanity's future. We've been active in the solar industry since 2010, and already we are recognized as one of the emerging global players in the solar industry.
I believe that this was only possible because of the entrepreneurial spirit of Hanhwa people who have always pursued new possibilities. The entrepreneurial spirit has us to amass technology and expertise spanning a diverse range of industries over the past 6 decades. These capabilities enabled us to recently win an $8 billion urban development project in Iraq, the largest construction project undertaken by a Korean firm today, leading the way in a new Middle East construction boom. In the coming years, we will continue to expand into global markets and develop promising businesses as we pursue opportunities around the globe.
I totally agree with what Robert said. You see, that's the unique corporate energy that I experienced when I arrived at Hanhwa. Hanhwa's unique entrepreneurial spirit has, for a long time, driven continuous growth in fields like aerospace, electronic materials, and unmanned vehicles. And that is growth that will continue with tomorrow's solar energy and pharmaceutical growth engines. Hanhwa's recent establishment of chemical manufacturing subsidiaries in markets such as China, Saudi Arabia, and partnerships to develop and commercialize biosimilars with major pharmaceutical makers underscore its merged global business group.
The field of finance is another engine Hanhwa's. In terms of share sector alone, it represents a major portion of the group. Our great strengths are financial companies and startups to make this Hanhwa Finance Network provides total one-stop from insurance to asset management. We have a standard finance network as we expand beyond Asia to markets in North America and Europe. Our successful entry into the Vietnamese insurance market, the first by a Korea insurer, has set the stage for our advance into China, the world's largest market. Looking ahead, I believe that we have what it takes to create a new financial success story in China. We'll generate synergy with Hanwha China, the group's control tower for operations in this growth market.
I refer to our service businesses as creative production activities. That's because we are in the business of creating new lifestyle trends. Since opening Korea's very first luxury department store in the 1990s, the Galleria has become the place the world's leading luxury brands choose to make their Korean debut. In the years ahead, we also aim to make our mark in the global fashion business by building a unique high-end brand image.
One of Korea's top names in the leisure sector, our hotel and resort business is now sharpening its competitiveness in the global marketplace. In addition to resorts in Japan and Taiwan, we are proud of the fact that we operate Korea's largest resort chain as world-class hotels. At the Plaza, the luxury boutique hotel where I work, we are providing a whole new concept of luxury service. Genuinely delivering authentic things to our customers is a challenge we enjoy.
That's right. Hanhwa's creative and flexible culture is now finding a home in China. This form of culture has made it possible for us to achieve vertical integration in the solar industry so quickly after acquiring a company listed on the Nasdaq exchange. We are working to deliver the final solar solutions ranging from residential system all the way up to utility scale power plants, with centers in the United States, China, and Korea. Our global R&D network play a pivotal role in our competitiveness. Our firm mission to be a global leader in the solar sector by year 2020 is giving us a major boost.
Okay, this is just a brief introduction about the background of the group. May I invite Mr. Choi, the general manager of the Tastable, and the executive member of the Korean Institute to give this message. Please.
안녕하세요. 친애하는 미조람 유니버시티와 리드-Qew 여러분, 우수한 조리사 여러분을 만나 뵙게 되어 반갑습니다.
Hello, dear Mizoram University, Reed-Qew officials and esteemed chef. It is an honor to meet you.
저는 한국에 있는 한화그룹 자회사인 주식회사 더 테이스터블에 근무하는 최재현입니다.
My name is Choi Hyun, and I work for the Hanhwa Group, the Tastable. Currently, Korea's hotel and food and beverage industry is thriving after COVID pandemic. 여기 한 번 더 해주시면. Sorry, my mistake.
지금 한국은 코로나19 이후로 호텔 및 식음 사업이 번창하고 있습니다.
After COVID-19 pandemic, now Korea food and hotel and beverage industry is rising.
Okay. 우수하고 수준 높은 조리 기술과 서비스 능력을 보유한 많은 조리사를 필요로 하고 있습니다.
We are in need of chefs with high-level culinary skills and service capabilities.
여러분께서는 어떠한 꿈과 계획을 가지고 계시나요?
What dreams and plans do you have?
여러분, 신뢰가 있고 효율이 극대화된 한국에서 여러분의 꿈을 키워보시지요.
I hope you can achieve your dreams in efficient Korea where you can showcase your skills.
한국의 문화와 여러분의 능력을 상호 교류하고 함께 성장합시다.
I wish for a mutual exchange of Korean culture and your abilities and for us to grow together.
저는 여러분을 기다리고 있겠습니다.
I took forward to seeing you thrive in Korea and wish you all the best. Thank you.
여러분의 앞날의
만반의 준비를
무궁한
마친
발전과
무술팀이 향한
행운을
곳은
기대하겠습니다.
사극 드라마
감사합니다.
촬영 현장.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
야옷을 입은 무술팀이
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now we are actually moving to next videos. Latin, can you just
현장에 나섰다.
play the second videos?
시장에서 배 치고 머리 그냥 꽉
촬영이 시작되기 전 주연 배우와 동선을 맞춰보는 무술팀. 배우가 휘두르는 몽둥이에 실감나게 맞아야 하는 것이 이들의 임무다.
안녕하세요. 저는 한국에서 온 최재현입니다. 한국의 이 아름다움을 찾아보면은 개바다가 있는데 맨 끝에 음식을 한식이라고 그러죠. 김치만을 배워도 30% 정도는
Mr. Inghan, can you just
그
explain
정도로 김치가 되게 중요해요.
in English?
음식을 해보시면 아시겠지만
What is the activities, ongoing activities in the video?
꼬레 대신은
This
프랑스에 계신 안무가이자 남영호 씨가 시작한 행사로서 올해가 7회째거든요. 그런데 한국의 모든 문화, 예를 들어서 현대, 전통, 그리고 한식, 만화, 그리고 소설 등 여러 가지를 한국 문화를 몽펠리에 시에 소개하는 단체이면서 행사입니다. 그러니까 2018년도부터 이 꼬레디시에 몸을 담아서 한식, 음식 문화를 프랑스에 전파하고 있는데 올해는 제가 한식진흥원의 공모사업에 선정이 돼서 지원을 받아서 조지 프레시 요리학교 학생들의 이틀간의 아뜰리에를 통해서 3일째 되는 날 이 학생들이 한식을 요리를 해서 저희 오프닝에 만찬을 준비하고 있습니다. 그리고 김치 당근이라든지 사찰 음식도 일반인을 대상으로 선보이고 있습니다.
Le lycée Georges Frêche a 9 ans d'existence. C'est quand même un très gros lycée. On a actuellement à peu près entre 900 et 1000 élèves. On fait de la boulangerie, on fait de la pâtisserie, on fait de la cuisine et on fait de l'hébergement parce qu'il y a aussi un hôtel. C'est la deuxième fois que je participe à cette opération et je suis très fier de faire participer mes élèves pour qu'ils découvrent une nouvelle cuisine, une nouvelle façon de cuisiner qui n'a rien à voir avec la cuisine française, voire européenne. Et moi, je suis heureux et j'aime ça. J'aime la découverte et j'aime les challenges. Qui m'a présenté la cuisine coréenne? Je pense que c'est ma direction qui m'a demandé si je voulais participer à cette cuisine coréenne, faire un challenge, mais moi j'étais partant parce que mes élèves étaient disponibles et je pense que dans la section traiteur, elle a une place où je vais pouvoir préparer quelques plats pour mes passages extérieurs.
Sans piment. Donc ça
And this video is about Joseph Fresh's culinary school. Out in that workshop is the vegetarian. They are both program
Marie.
in France.
Marie, elle aime ça. Non, elle aime ça.
Fermenté. Ouais, alors maintenant c'est fermenté. C'est ça, Léa?
Ah, j'adore.
J'ai déjà mal aux oreilles.
Mr. Choi is demonstrating how to cook Korean cuisine.
Sorry, can you talk about one more time? Okay. This program is about making kimchi.
양념 준비하는 과정은
This process about prepare kimchi, making sauce.
In Hanhwa, is it the regular
On aurait dû rajouter un peu plus de piment.
김치 먹어보는 처음 영상. 김치 만들기입니다. 코리안 김치. 불고기.
Prepare bulgogi with Hanhwa Plaza Hotel's food director Mr. Shin, with the Tastable of Choi Hyun, with Joseph Fresh culinary students.
한국의 전통 음료 수정과.
Yes, and they prepare Korea traditional drink.
No.
좋아.
튀기고.
They prepare the fish pancake.
Yeah. Thank you very much. There will be another videos. It's also about the introductions of Korean Food Promotion Institute. So let's finish the third video, and then we will pass on to Mr. Choi In-ho. Yeah.
Dear beloved friend, it's already been a few days since I got here. I can't stress enough how excited I was when I left Korea. Do you remember how I look?
너무 설렜죠. 새로운 나라를 가서 한식을 좋아하는 많은 친구들을 만난다는 건 굉장히 행복한 일이고요. 가슴 떨리게 준비하고 가게 되었습니다.
Things were quite difficult at the beginning. I faced different languages, unfamiliar food cultures, and differences in many recipes. But because cooks from different parts of the world wanted to learn about Korean food and participated curiously, I took great strength from it. As time goes, my heart was filled more with the time we had fun together, and less with the hard times. Though our languages and cultures may be different, as we spend time sharing culture with Korean food. I think we were becoming one before we knew it.
국제기구에서 일하는 다양한 배경을 가진 분들이 수업을 들으러 많이 오셨습니다. 그래서 강의를 할 때 음식과 관련된 한국의 식문화 그리고 역사 문화적인 부분을 더 강조해서 진행하는데 그 부분을 너무나도 좋아하셨던 것 같아요. 한국이 이렇게 문화적으로 풍부한 나라인 걸 다시 한번 알게 되었다고 본국에 돌아가서도 한식에 대해 지속적으로 관심을 가지시겠다고 말씀하셔서 개인적으로는 너무 뿌듯한 경험이었습니다.
For the last few days, as I teach them Korean food, I know, and as we share food, I could feel the pride in Korean food. And as for me, the joy of self-development. Hungary loves how delicious Yukaechang is. Brazil is in love with bibimbap and talgona. I am so proud of renowned Korean food. And I couldn't be more excited about the fact that I am here, where we teach our food.
네, 카자흐스탄에서는 그 국제 페스티벌이 열려서 저희 학교도 이제 참가를 이제 주최를 하면서 참가를 하게 되었는데 800명에서 1000명 가까이 이제 방문을 하면서 그분들에게 한국 음식을 소개를 하였습니다. 한국 음식 중에서도 떡볶이, 김밥, 닭강정이 인기가 많이 있었습니다.
헝가리 최대 방송사 아침 방송에 나와 한식을 소개할 수 있었던 기회였는데요. 여러 분야의 분들, 특히 헝가리 대중분들에게 많은 관심을 받았다는 소식을 전달받아 너무나도 뿌듯했습니다.
Korean Food Specialist Dispatch Business is a business of dispatching Korean food specialists to overseas. Korean food specialists will be dispatched to overseas organizations that offer Korean education, and they will teach Korean food. Teaching Korean food overseas and seeing and feeling more things. Can you imagine what it will be like?
능력 있는 해외 셰프들에게 한식을 많이 알려주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
망설이지 마세요. 당신의 능력을 보여주세요.
My friend, in this far land, I met many people who love or have begun to love Korean foods. We share a joy as I taught them the excellence of Korean food. I felt proud of Korean food that holds its name in the world. So I think Korean food specialist overseas dispatch business is a stepping stone that connects the world and Korean foods. I am certain this would be a great experience opportunity for you. I hope you wouldn't miss it and meet the challenge.
Thank you. Okay, next I will leave it to Mr. Choi In-ho to explain a little bit of the Koreans work culture and the requirements. Can you please?
Yeah. Okay. First, good to see you. Good to see you about in this webinar. And my name is Choi In-ho, a Korea immigration management specialist. Our company, Sun Global, provides trade, immigration management, and professional corporate service. Now, in this project with our client Hanhwa Group and Reed-Qew, I'm really honored to meet in this webinar. We are truly honored to welcome all of you with exceptional culinary skills through this webinar, and we are excited to meet such outstanding talents. And our South Korea work culture is playing from Mr. Choi with Choi Jae-hyun, through Choi Jae-hyun, and we will promise to actively support you in your work related to Korea through our immigration management service in the future. 혹시 그 한국의 그 워킹 컬처 이제 직장 문화나 이런 부분에 대해서 좀 설명을 해주실 수 있나요? 제가 그 통역을 해서 말씀드리겠습니다.
지금?
예, 지금.
직장 문화 이 사람들이 궁금한 거 알고 싶은 거 뭐지?
지금 그 직장 문화에 대해서 그렇게 해서 지금 먼저 질문이 왔기 때문에
직장 문화에 대해서 설명을 해줄 수 있냐고?
예.
한국에서는 회사를 직장을 되게 오래 다닙니다.
And I'd requested from working culture from Mr. Choi, and he talked about in South Korea almost working place is not few years, is steady is many years.
그 개인주의보다는 개인주의보다는 함께하는 조직 문화를 강조하고 있습니다. 함께하는 조직 문화를 강조합니다.
And the Korea working culture is not individual. Is based on corporate with partnership or other team manager.
그래서 조리 쪽 요리사들도 각 포지션별 섹션별 구분이 돼서 자기 전공을 하면서 한 단계 한 단계 발전해서 올라가서 책임자까지 갑니다.
And in South Korea, manager and working style is like a step by step. For example, for first is non-skilled worker, but is after a few years they can grow up skilled worker and general manager or growing up specialist. 예. 예, 말씀 주시면.
예. 그럼 또 다른 거 또.
Okay. So sorry about without interpreter. So I want to apologize.
내가 회사 소개 좀 한번 해야 돼.
아니요.
응?
준비된 것만 해야 돼.
Okay, in Korea, any other words? Any others? Have you finished your message? Yeah.
Yes. We are
in this
finishing.
case, I pass on to Mr. Kelvin. Okay, Mr. Kelvin, can you just touch a little bit more on the working in Korea? What is the conditions and what is the requirements for our deployments to Korea this time? Kelvin?
Okay, hi everybody. So my name is Kelvin. So I'm from Reed-Qew. So I'm the director of corporate affairs, which handling the deployments to the employers. So basically, according to Korea labor law, so the basic, the minimum salary, the company that offer is based on the US dollar currency, is minimum 1,005. So if you have special skills or this particular skill, it will be higher. The employer will offer higher, but it's still subjected to review your skills in order to get a best offer from the employer. Basically, Korea working culture is friendly, and the senior is willingly to guide the juniors. And accommodations wise is quite nice. And Korea, they have 4 seasons. And eventually you can look at their website. I will share their website so you can have a good understanding. So the work conditions in the Plaza, the Tastable, is quite impressive. So we will share more to you guys to have a look. So basically, I just try to share more information for you guys, so to have a better understanding. So at least you guys know that we have two VIPs from South Korea to give introductions, so to let you guys have a good understanding of Korean culture. So I think that that's for me.
Okay, thank you, Kelvin. Okay, basically we are looking for the permanent and professionals, staff where the benefit is actually equal to the local Koreans. You know what I mean? So they will enjoy yearly incentive, yearly increments. They work only 5 days work a week. So anything extra, there will be overtime. And all the foreign workers are actually mandatory to subscribe the insurance and with all the protections and like all the local Koreans. You know what I mean? So that with our program, so they have choice, they have the opportunity to work in other departments as well, not only on kitchens, but also one day they might work as a management and in other department as well. You know what I mean? So that that's its importance. We are not just sending people to Korea just work, but also we offer them opportunity to upskill, to learn from different culture, and to gain experience working with other nationality. You know what I mean? And this is something very rare, because all this while Korean are not open for any foreign workers all this while, because of the pandemics, and also they are open for cultural exchange lately, and the government are very friendly to foreigner right now, and through the Korean Food Promotion Institute is to actually promote the Korean culture to other countries. So this is the non-profit organization funded by the Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So perhaps our candidate also have chance to join the international event in future. You know what I mean? So this is some of the basics requirement that today we could share. And perhaps I think our partners would have more information to you. So I give it back to Gibbs, Mr. Pandya, can you take over the section from now?
Yeah, sure. So thank you so much, Mr. Wong. Thank you so much, Mr. Choi and Kelvin, for giving all the information to the candidates. In case if they have any questions, they can always route it to Mr. Kumar, Dr. Kumar, and Dr. Kumar can then come back to me with what questions they have, and we can take care of those questions. Or if you want, then we can have the question answer sessions right now. Whatever you suggest, Dr. Kumar. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Sir, we can start the question answer session. Some student can ask the questions.
Okay. So
yes,
they can route the questions to you. And
yes.
if you think that, those are decent questions, then you can...
Yes. Yes, sir. Sir, some students, they send a message in our WhatsApp group, like in Korea, what is the procedure for the placement or the job opportunity, or what is the procedure? And that one question asked by our candidates, and at present we are in our classroom, our Sangha sir is also there in our classroom. Sangha sir, I forward to you, and you can please ask question whatever queries at present in front of you, Sangha sir.
So right now you want to know what is the process?
Yes, student is not aware about the process also. Can you please...
So the process is, in general, the requirement that we have right now is a minimum of a diploma with 2 years of experience in the same field, okay, as a chef. Now that is an overview of the requirement that we have right now in general, but we can look at it from case to case basis. So the process CVs of all the students that are interested, and you can send the CVs to us. We will shortlist the CVs and we can arrange for an interview. Once the interview is done and they are selected, then we start with their Korean language training and basic training over a year to get them job ready for the Korean market, according to the Korean market. And while that is happening, their work permit process starts in Korea. Now, this ideally takes anywhere from 2.5 to 3 months. So in that 2.5, 3 months, we want to utilize that time, and we want to make sure that, the candidates get a certain bit of training, a Korean language training. Now, this is not mandatory. There is no requirement as such. Like, they don't have to give any exams or they don't have to pass any test in the Korean language. But we want to make sure that, they have at least basic, knowledge of the Korean language before they go to Korea. So we'll teach them 2 levels of Korean language, level 1 and level 2 over here in India before they go to Korea. And this will ideally take 2.5 to 3 months. So while the work permit process is going on, they will learn the language and they'll be job ready according to the Korean market. Once they get their work permit, they apply for their visas. And once they apply for the visa, they go to Korea and they start working. So it's not at all complicated. It is very simple process. All the paperwork is done by our partners in Korea. It is done by the employer in Korea. The candidate over here just has to clear the interview, get the documents attested and apostille. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No problem. If you have any more questions, we are happy to answer.
I requested to others, to student also, if they have any queries related to job opportunity in Korea, they can unmute yourself and they can ask the question also.
Hello, I hope I'm audible.
Hello.
My question is, for any common man living in Korea alone, what can be their expenses monthly approximately, can we know?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, the ladies.
For any common man living in Korea alone, what can be their
living cost? Kevin, can you answer this about the living cost?
The cost of living. Basically, you can rent a villa. It costs around $200 per month. So it depends on whether you are sharing the room with others people. Will be more cheaper. But if you want to have a room yourself, so basically it will cost you around $150 to $200 per month. And because you're working in the culinary sector, F&B sector, normally the employer will provide a duty meal for you. So do you have any questions?
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so ideally, the practice in Korea, and not only in Korea, anywhere if you go to see, the practice is that usually you end up sharing the apartment with at least 1 or 2 people, okay? That is, whether it be students or whether it be an employee, they end up sharing an apartment with one or two people. So you can say that when you have like your friends and you, when they go together, you can probably get together with two or three people, and you can get an apartment. So that $200 can be divided amongst you, three of you. So it will come up to around $70 for one person, which is not bad considering that you have a salary of $1,500. You'll end up saving a lot of money, and then you'll end up sending it back home. And maybe you can transfer some to my account also. I don't mind.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Basically,
Kevin, can you just cover a little bit
living.
of the overtime pay and what are the basic hours per day and all those things?
Okay. So basically, 1 week, working for 5 days, 8 hours per day. So it's equal to 40 hours. And maximum work hour in Korea is 52 hours. So which means the 12 hours is overtime. And for the living accommodations, I think it's not big problem because Mr. Choi In-ho will handle this part after your deployment to Korea. So Mr. Choi, this handsome oppa, will taking care of you guys in Korea. So In-ho, can you speak something?
Yes, about normally in South Korea is working time is 52 hours on week. One week is 52 hours, and after overtime fee is 연장 근무 시간이 50%죠. 100%. And after one hour overtime, for example, is include 100%. For example, is one hour is $10 is include 100%. And
so which mean the overtime is not 1.5, it's 2 times.
Yeah,
it's 2 times.
And the accommodation is depend on the way. For example, is dormitory or guest house or rent villa or is make other Korean villa as roommate, like roommate.
I think for travel wise, actually Korea subway system is quite convenient. Because I personally stay in Korea for 1 month. So I live like a Korean. So basically the subway system is quite convenient. You can travel along with subway, and the place is quite cleaning. It's quite clean, quite comfortable. So for transportation wise, it's quite convenient.
How much per trip as general?
General per trips, that one I take around 1,300 Korean won. So it's equal to around $1. $1.30.
Yes, is one time normally is one time is nearby $1, and if you need the transfer to use a bus or subway, then that is $1 to $1.5 is not expensive,
right?
And
trip.
Yeah, for trip or move in Seoul.
In regard the distance, you know what I mean? How many stations?
It's depend on kilometer. Is normally is 5 kilometer is base. But if increase is nearby is 1 ringgit. If over is 1 ringgit.
So the maximum, I think the maximum trip I have around is $1.80.
Okay.
About $2. The maximum.
Very reasonable. I think the overtime rate will be very attractive because everyone will have extra income. I didn't know that you work for 1 hour, you get paid for 2 hours.
Yeah, so it's double.
Yeah, which means you get $20 US per hours. So that is very attractive, for people to work per day with another 2 to 3 hours extra. They may earn $60 a day. $60
No,
a day.
I can see. Yeah, this one is basic only, basic requirement only. If the candidates have a higher skill, it will be different.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, hope you guys can show more skill to our Korean friend here. So at least show them what you have to get more, to get better pay.
Okay, I suggest the candidate can submit to Dr. Sunil Kumar. Try to get as many possible. So because to be frank, we are not limited to culinary. We are also open to other industry as well. Just that now is a pilot project. We try to limit to one discipline, then to many others. So we have hotel, resort, and we have the business and engineering and in the later parts. Yeah. So just get the interest from the student who finished the degree or finished the master degree and even the PhD. You know what I mean? Yeah. So no harm. Try something new. I know Indian people normally travel to Europe, but why not to Korea this time? And I know my early conversation with Mr. Chuneo, the Indian people like Korean culture very much, right? Yeah. And Mizoram is not the industrial city. The Mizoram University, the city is promote culture. It's a culture city. The people like to sing, performance and creative. This is the Mizoram city. I believe K culture will be very attractive to your area. Yeah.
Sir, definitely. In future, also we are also planning to organize some other with the other discipline and in a bigger level because we get a lot of good response on social media. Because when I'm also belong to North India, I'm not belong to Mizoram, and it is also for me as I learn a new culture. But I request to other student, if you have any queries or any questions related to Korean food, or if you want to share any thought process in front of the expert, and please you can ask question. And that platform is open for a student also. You can please unmute yourself and ask any question in your mind. Any questions from student side? And I request to all students, please switch on your video so that we can see your faces also, and we can take your attendance also. I request to all students, please switch on your video also, so that we can see your faces. Sir, over to Mihir, sir. You can continue, sir. Any question?
May I know your university? Do you have any faculty in support the language and all these things so far?
Sir, in our university, we have a language department, and we have a department of Mizo also, Mizo language department, and our students is a language of Korean and Mizo language is also a little bit similar. Student can also explain in a more detailed way, because I'm not that much of aware of Mizo language. Can other student can explain about the Korean language and Mizo language? Any other students?
Any volunteer?
Any?
Mr. Choi, Missourian city, the language is very similar to Korean language.
Yeah, Mizo is about Mizo languages, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are in the north, close to Myanmar. And, close to Myanmar, and also close to Mongolia.
Yeah, Mongolia. Yeah.
So they are white, They are not the South India. They are basically white. It's like Chinese. Basically, from the ancient Chinese migrate to the North India. Yeah.
Yes, 이제 인도하고 그리고 미얀마 쪽하고 그리고 이제 몽골하고 이제 굉장히 가깝고 언어적으로다가 이제 가깝게 지내고 있다는 그 소개를 얘기했어요. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we all understand about them. And yeah. Exactly in South Korea, many is Mongolia and North Indian or Mongolian or Russian or Uzbekistan is the nearby Middle Asia, nearby Middle Asia around there. Many people come to South Korea and they make the guild. Yeah. So we understand about them. Normally they can talk about the Korean language. Yeah. And many people worked in housekeeper or is culinary side.
I think for girls learning the Korean is quite easy. Because I think the girls is chasing for the Korean drama.
Yes. Yeah. Many people use Korean drama and Korean content for learning Korean language. Yeah. For example, is Korean lyrical, and they try understand the Korean language.
Well, ideally, the Korean language and K-pop and K-drama culture is very much famous in the northeastern part of India. So India is very diverse. Okay, everyone is very different. Every state is very different. Northeastern part of India is very different from the mainland India. They are more inclined towards Tibet and the Chinese culture and the look alike of that rather than the mainland India. So that's the difference.
I think it's a mixture of the culture.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's a difference, But ideally, Dr. Kumar, what I think is now, you can take the questions from the students if they have any, and you can let us know of the interested students. You can send their CVs. We'll evaluate that, and then we'll come back to you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you can send me the students who attended, and the list of the students out of the attendance, how many are interested, and you can send their CVs. We can forward it to our partners in Korea. They will have a look at it. And then once they are shortlisted, we can arrange for their interviews and we can let you know of the next process. Ideally, this is a very urgent requirement that we have for the culinary. And we would like the candidates to be in Korea on or before the month of August. So we need to start immediately with the process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any students want to share anything? Any questions in your mind before to finish that webinar? You can ask. You have last opportunity to anyone. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Kannan.
So, yes, sir. So, yeah, I think all the Mizo people will be interested to join works in South Korea. But the thing is that in the previous discussion, we heard that you talk about like we need an experience to work, and then we are still a student. So, like, will it be possible for us to enter it as a fresher after we finish our masters without the experience? I know. That's my question.
Well, ideally, see, like I said, that we can look at it from the case-to-case basis. You cannot call yourself a fresher because you're doing your masters. I'm sure you would have done about 6 to 9 months of your internship in your bachelor's, and you would be doing at least about 1 year of your internship for your masters. So that comes to around 2 years of your, on-the-job training. So without your internship, without working, you will not complete your masters. So you do have hands-on experience. So your internship can be considered as an experience, So don't worry about that. You can send your CVs and your internship letter. We'll have a look at it. And then once you're selected, we'll let you know. So not to worry about it. Leave it to us.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Yeah. So that is no problem at all because you've done your bachelor's and now you're doing your master's. So you would have about 2 years of experience considering your internship. All right. Does that answer your question, my friend?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very
perfect. So you need to go and get as many of your friends as possible. You need to go and tell them of this opportunity because it is very rare for a South Korean company to come to Northeast and to Mizoram and to recruit students from there. It is an initiative of the Mizoram University that we are able to do this. So you need to thank them for it, and you need to tell as many of your friends as possible, and you need to do it as soon as possible. All right. Okay, so Dr. Kumar, I think
yes.
Yeah, I think that if we have any more questions, we are happy to take them.
I think there is no any questions, so we can move to at the end of the session. I just
All right, great. Great. So, Mr. Wong, do you have anything to say?
No. I think today is just our first webinar. So it's a very good start, to let us understand each other, you know what I mean? Yeah, I believe more to come, and we have a lot of other inquiry about the top talents from India's, the group of Indians are famous with hardworking and they are smart, and yeah, so we will open up more opportunity beside the hospitality and tourism. So perhaps you have an opportunity from IT, IT, and we do have opportunity from automotive, and that all in future. And yeah, I think let's focus on the hospitality and tourism. There's a huge demand lately, and we got a lot of opportunity and a lot of placement, to work next 3 to 6 month time. This is the best moment so that get ready all the students spend 3 to 5 months time to train, and they can go anytime next year or end of this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. They can register your interest now, despite you're still in the midst of your master degree, but you can start to learn Korean, and you can register yourself, spend another 3 to 6 month time, then you can go anytime next year. Right? Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, Dr. Kumar, what you can do is you can follow up with the students, send me the list of the interested ones, and then I'll be in touch with you and then we can coordinate on that, yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, definitely. I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Please.
Yes. Sir, we can send you list. Even other department student is also interested. According to initial first response we received, we observed. So definitely we share the CV of the students and detail with you. And after that, we can start for the interview as per date and decided for both of us. And end of the session, can we go for vote of thanks, or there is any other discussion is required? Yes, sir.
Not really. I think we are done here. So I would like to thank everyone for joining in. Thank you, Mr. Wong, for taking out time. Thank you, Calvin, for taking out time. Thank you, Mr. Choi, for taking out your valuable time and joining us and giving us the information about the working in Korea and the culture, the Korean culture. I'm sure the students of Mizoram are pretty excited about the program and they look forward to coming to Korea as far as you are ready to take them. Yeah. So
I think still have one student raise up his hands. Do you have any questions? RS?
Yeah, Ralte? Ralte, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. I've just logged in now. Sorry for that. And I'm Dr. RS. I'm a faculty here. I have, you must have discussed about the language proficiency required for the students who would like to join employment in Korea. So I don't know what all you have discussed before, but what my question is, how important is a language proficiency for individuals seeking a job especially in tourism and hospitality industry in Korea?
Well,
the language proficiency.
Yeah. Well, see, language is very important for any country that you go to, whether your job requires or not. Of course, the chefs will be working in the kitchen, will not be interacting with the customers. So they do not need to have very high level of language skills. But to manage yourself, on a daily basis, to understand basic instructions that your instructor is giving you, or your leader is giving you, or your reporting manager is giving you, you should at least understand that much. So your basic level of language is required before you go to Korea. And once you are there, eventually you will learn the language. Eventually once you're there, you will eventually learn the language. So there's no hard and fast requirement as such laid down by the partners that we have or by the employer. There is no hard and fast requirement laid down by the government. But we encourage students to at least have level 1 and level 2, which is very basic level of Korean language, so that they are not lost when they go to Korea. They at least understand a little bit of the language. Just basic communication. It takes about 2 months for an average student to learn the language. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Yeah, Maria,
another candidate, Maria.
Okay. Okay, sir. My question is about the visa procedure. So, is it hard for Indian citizens to get a visa in Korea?
Well, see, your visas, the visa that you'll be going on are pre-approved visas. You will get your work permit and everything done by the employer itself. So your work permit, all the paperwork is done by the employer. Now, unless you have some criminal record or you have defaulted in your previous travels, maybe you overstayed in a country, or if your documents are fake or something, very serious, I don't see a reason for anybody to reject your visa. So if you've not done any of that, I think it is pretty straightforward. Your work permit and everything, all the paperwork is done by the employer. They are going to apply it with the government. The employer, the one that you're working with or you're going to work with, is the largest group, one of the largest groups that you have in Korea. So there are a few things that matter when you apply for a visa. Is the employer, what is the credibility of the employer, and what is the credibility of the documents that you submit. All right. So the credibility of the documents is, you're pretty, clean. You're doing your masters from a well-renowned university in India. The employer that you have is one of the largest groups in Korea. You get your work permit pre-approved before you apply for the visa. So I think it is pretty straightforward. Like I said, if you don't have any criminal records or anything very serious, I don't see a reason for your visa to be rejected.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mr. Choi, you can correct me, if I'm wrong. Or if you want to add something to it, you can.
Basically, the visa application will be handled by the employer side. So like Mr. Pandya just mentioned, so if you don't have any serious criminal records, it should be okay. So now for the employment in Korea, the open door for the foreigners.
If employer go to is immigration office check first, and is the criminal report is basically they search about that. But if any criminal report, the employer can't hire.
So, Maria, do you have any criminal records?
No.
So just send your CV over here. We will